Another example of a cemetery that is the other kind of cemetery, not Jasper. And this one I felt pretty bad about because we went and did a presentation there, and the sexton for Park Cemetery Marquette attended, and he sort of turned around and he said, "Okay, I think I can do this." And so he spent a good chunk of time building what's called Prairie Mound, this area of the cemetery that was supposed to be kind of like prairie grass kind of configuration. Their rules do not allow individual grave markers, however. So, and they are supposed to have what's called a cenotaph, where they'll list just the names of everybody who's buried in Prairie Mound, but they don't do that yet. It's expensive. I think they're actually charging more for the green burial lots than they are for the conventional lots in the cemetery. For aesthetics, when I went there a couple years ago to check it out, walked around the cemetery, walked right past it, thought, that can't be it. Finally found a map, and it's like, oh, that was it. It was this horribly weedy looking spot with all of these T-fence posts sticking up out of it with little tags on them. And I'm thinking, if you can do that, why can't you put a flush marker? I don't know. How is this supposed to work? But it was ugly. And at that time, I didn't know how to talk about green burial other than the basic recipe. They just get rid of the vault, bury without embalming, and boom, you've got green burial, etc., etc. We really should have maintained engagement. Tried harder. It's a little harder when it's Marquette versus Chassel, but still, in retrospect, should have emphasized that, hey, there's a lot of details here that will matter. The good thing is, Park Cemetery is looking better. This past summer, some of the local residents went in and they pulled out all the spotted knapweed that was growing in there. They've done a few other restorations, and they're making plans to kind of find a way to make this site look better. Elizabeth Bates, our contact, sent me this photo. She said, actually, with all the goldenrod there and stuff in Tansy, it actually looks kind of nice at one point. And if you look closely, those T-posts are still in there, sticking up the fence posts. The new sexton really wants to work on the section. He's just under-resourced. He's also the city arborist, so Elizabeth said he's getting his attention pulled in lots of directions, and they don't have a lot of funds to work with. But 3 years ago, they really had sold maybe 1 or 2 plots. Elizabeth said they sold 12 this summer. So they have sold a total of 27, and they've had 3 burials. There's 250 in that section overall. So at this point, selling off 10% of your plots actually isn't doing too well. So despite all of the problems, previous slide, I'm taking this as an indication that people are opting for green burial, even if it's less than perfect. Because I did know several people, one woman who was dying, and she wanted green burial, but she did not want to be in that spot, and she wanted to have a marker. So she went to the Catholic cemetery, and I think they agreed to cut the bottom out of her vault, like they used to do here at the Jewish section, so that her body would be in contact with the earth. So they made some accommodations for her